Dear guests, the future is coming, and it's coming faster than we all can imagine. And during the next 10 minutes, I try to show you how fast everything is changing. We're living in the most incredible time ever, and it's good to realize that. Seriously, people have no idea how fast things are changing. Of course, there are CEOs here in the room, there are scientists and engineers like AI scientists, 3D printing scientists, and so on. So we all know from our narrow perspective how the technologies are changing, but it's the convergence of all of them that's implementing the change, that's accelerating. Every single aspect of our lives, every single business sitting here will change tremendously during the next, not 30 years, not even 20 years, but during the next 10 years, there will be a tremendous change. So you can ask what we can do. I think we have to be enthusiastic about that. And I think we have to have the agility to sort of surf on top of this tsunami coming instead of being just crushed by it. I'm sure you know the data from this slide. I'm sure you know the slide. But I'm not sure if you know that it was just 5 years and gave this change. 5 years, and Apple has doubled its market capitalization. Technology companies has taken the market by storm. Google, Amazon, Facebook, they did a tremendous job, and now they are the biggest in the market. And what is important, they are doing something completely different. They're building platforms, they are building ecosystems, which are impossible to compete with. So now this is the time that they are competing only with each other. What are the technologies that create these changes? First of all, the materialization. It's really important. And you know all about the Moore's law, because we used to hear about that. But we don't probably realize that faster, cheaper computing power creates fastest and cheapest networks, fastest and cheapest robotics, sensors, 3D printers, fastest and cheaper artificial intelligence and blockchain. And as I said, the convergence of all these technologies, this creates new business models. All these technologies are accelerating. This creates new ecosystems. The second thing is that we have much more time than we used to have. Many years ago, we were searching for food, we were searching for water, we were protecting ourselves. And now when technology gave us vacation from taking care of everything of that, from survival, now we really have time to be creative and innovative. And people in co-working spaces, people in cafes, and people during hackathons, for example, they are innovating all the time. We have abundance of capital. We've never ever before had so much capital on the market. Crowdfunding will reach $300 billion by 2025. And venture funding has already reached $152 billion in Europe, Asia, and US together in 2017. New forms of investments like cryptocurrencies and initial coin offerings are $7 billion worth now and growing very fast. We'll talk about crypto and ICO later during the conference. And then we have the explosion of networks. With 5G, so the fastest possible internet speed with any smart device you have. Drones, balloons, and satellites done by Google, Facebook, Amazon, Virgin. And on top of that, SpaceX with Starlink and 4,000 satellites coming. And so it all means that by 2025, we will have the whole world connected to internet, which means more than 4 new billion minds on internet, with access to quantum computation on cloud, with access to any information on Google or Baidu, with access to anything they want. We don't know, and we simply cannot even imagine what all of these 4 billion new minds are going to come up with, are going to invent, or are going to disrupt. And it's not only people will be connected. We have brains connected to the internet very soon. And all of these companies that you have here are working, the Kernel, Neuralink, OpenWater, and every single defense department in every single nation. More of $1 billion invested in this area. And Ray Kurzweil, a CEO of Singularity University, is going even further with his predictions, because he says that in 17 years from now, in 2035, we will be able to connect our neurocortex to the cloud, which means millions of tones of memory and creativity and everything. We'll also have a lot of changes in transportation. Waymo from Google, so I don't know who of you are familiar with, becomes first autonomous car on road without safety driver. 25 cities already in the United States, like Phoenix, Detroit, and some others. And what's on top of that, all the passengers will be automatically insured without any additional costs. We have flying taxis, air taxis coming. Like Airbus is already working on that. Bell, Boeing, Embraer, Uber, and 20 more startups. We cannot even imagine who they are, with over $1 billion investments. And the whole autonomous car industry will be soon worth $557 billion, according to Forbes, in 2026, and completely reinventing the industry. The less accidents, completely new business model for insurance industry, and much more time for work and relaxation. This is ahead of us. And we live longer. All of these companies are working heavily to make us live longer. And I don't know if you know them. I don't know if you know that 32,000 out of 50,000 diseases are caused by single letter which is wrong in our genome. All of these companies, Cellularity, Unity Bio, owned by Jeff Bezos now, and Samumet, which you probably haven't heard of before, and it's now worth $12 billion. All of them are working to prolong our life. And the scientists want to make 100 years old the new 60, with the mobility, with the aesthetics, with the brain. So it's a completely new world. And this is what's changing, and it's going to be in the future. It's like 10, 15 years. But I want to show you just a few examples of what's happening now. Chengdu Aerospace Institute is working to launch artificial moon. They want to light up the night sky over the Chengdu, and they are working on that right now. It will be 8 times brighter than the normal moon, and the launch will be very costly, but they say that it will bring $173 million saving in electricity costs every single year. Why it's important? 80% of the global population lives in light polluted areas, and it causes lots of damage for the health in the longer perspective. This is a special new business model cafe because you pay with your data instead of cash. So students from Brown University in Rhode Island are going to this cafe, giving their name, email address, phone number, and career preferences, and they get the coffee for free. And the third party, the corporate partner, is paying for the coffee and getting the data. It's very important because it's completely new business model coming, and it's data that's becoming new valuable currency. Drones are everywhere, but this is a new technology. This technology gives you the opportunity to use tracking glasses to show the drone when it has to move. Why it's important? Because it will allow people with little experience to safely operate drones and to accelerate this technology. And this is something you've probably seen before, because it was heavily shown on media during the last 2 weeks. This is the first ever fully artificial intelligence news presenter in China TV. And it's worth to see and to listen to what were his first words. Not only can I accompany you 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, but I can be endlessly copied. and present a different scenes to bring you the news. That's the future. We are truly living in the most amazing time ever to be alive. But it's technology, and technology is just a tool. And it's us who decide what to do with it. It's us to decide where we put our energy. It's us to decide where we want to focus on, what's our most transformative purpose. So I would like to encourage you to find something bigger than yourself and to totally focus on that. As Digital University, we are crazy about new technologies and how it influences the world. And we can really give you all the information, all the knowledge, all the workshop you need to transform yourself or transform your business. But you have to decide when you put yourself to. Technology is moving very fast, and future is coming very fast. Stay focused. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure and honor to be here with you and to talk to you. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the conference. Thank you so much.